Hey, what's going on, guys? It's SNAP here, and welcome to another video in Minecraft News Updates MNU. And today we're going to be looking at the new snapshots that are coming out in Minecraft near you. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay. So our first order of business is this, the debug stick. It's a stick where it looks like it's enchanted. It's the debug stick because it's called that, and it changes the data of blocks. So let's get into this. Okay, I'm getting it. It's called the debug stick. As you go into here, it says debug stick. It's enchanted, it's name tag. So here we go. Over here we have I'm gonna go get into this later, but for now let's talk about this. There are now multiple press plates. There used to be only the oak press plate and the stone pressure plate. If you used any type of wood, spruce, birch, jungle, acacia, or dark oak, it would all come out as this oak pressure plate. It used to just be called a wooden pressure plate, but now it's called that. If you use, they are crafted normally just with spruce or any type of wood, and they will come out as this color that the wood used on. They all give out the same value. So if you step on this and step off, it'll give out the same pulse as the wooden one, as all the other wooden ones. So that's the new pressure plates. Let's talk about this. There are now new trapdoors. There is the oak trapdoor, which was there before. Now there is the spruce trapdoor. Okay, there is the birch trapdoor. Okay, there is the acacia trapdoor, and there's a jungle trapdoor, quite like this one. There is the dark oak trapdoor. Now this one is my favorite because it looks like a bar of chocolate, a bar of dark, luscious, good chocolate. Does it not? 'Cause I think it does. Okay? They are modeled after their doors. If I were to get doors out here and get oak, spruce, birch, jungle, acacia, and dark oak, you would see that they are modeled after their doors. I'll place the oak right there, spruce, birch, acacia, jungle, acacia, dark oak. The bottom of here, you can see this one is a little lighter, but the style is the same. There's no handle or anything, but there is still these indents right here. Here, the acacia is very open. Wait, this is the acacia, this is acacia. Mess this up. Okay, right here and right there. Okay, jungle. There's this. It's very open, slightly but not completely, and the color format is the same, and the gray lining same. Over to the acacia, we still have these huge lines. Same thing. It's the handle is moved up from there. Over here we have sort of the same design on here that's on here, and we have the same color palette with a handle which is the same style color as that. Here, this is basically the exact same thing as this top half of the door. That is basically the exact same thing, except the gray dots are moved up a few pixels. Over to the oak, it's basically here with no handle and these holes bigger. They are modeled after that. If I One sec, let me clear my inventory. If I were to go over to here, and now we have mushroom blocks. Before we always had mushroom blocks. That's obvious. But we never had them fully. If I were to type in mushroom, these would come up. But these were never here before. If I put this right here in mycelium and bone meal, I put this right here and put this right here, then I push this, it comes out as this. If I were to break this, it does not drop, and on the inside you can see it's different colored on the outside. They have this for this design is the outside of here, and this is actually the inside of both of here and here. This is a brown mushroom. There is, a red mushroom. There's a brown mushroom tree, but I'm not going to show you that. Right here, this is the stem. This is here. You are not able to collect these blocks. You never were, but now you are. If I were to get a anvil and a enchantment down here, say where, if I type in enchant, will it, yes, it's silk touch enchantment. Go over here, get a pickaxe, never mind, and axe. Go over here, put this down, put this in, and get silk touch, and then break this. Still would not give it to me. Silk touch gives it. And to prove you more, I am going to go into game mode survival and break this. Okay, fine. They do now, but they never did before. Never. They were never able, you were never able to collect these. Before, these weren't a block. You're able to set them in, do the slash set block command to right here. If I were to do Minecraft acacia bark, mushroom stem, and I push enter, it would come up with this. Now this was in the this has been in the game, but you were never able to collect it. If you were to break it, you would not get it back. And you were never, there's never this. There's never this. And in the crafting menu, if I go back to game mode creative, then you can see this was never here before. Right wherever it is, it wasn't here. This never appeared. These did not happen. You were never able to see these. Now you are. And you are able to collect them using Silk Touch. But in survival, of course. Moving on to our next subject. Oh wait, well, not really. If I were to place this down, it's red on all sides. But if I go underneath, it's still red. But if I place that and then break it, it turns the inside. It takes away the outside and turns it into an inside. if you do it to any side, it does it on its own. And now you have this block, which you are not able to silk touch and collect. If I were to go over back into survival and hit this, it would give me a red. And when I place it back down, it would be a red. It would never happened. This would have never happened before. Let me just switch back into game mode creative. Collect this. Okay. If I break all this, we can move on to our next subject. Okay, next thing on the agenda. Oh, and if you're wondering about these tiny mushrooms, you can do this. If you have a texture pack with invisible item frames, this is actually an item frame with a mushroom on it. An item frame placed on here that's invisible with a texture pack, and then place this on here. But there is it's worth noting that there is a line right, and it's floating basically with the invisible texture pack. So it's kind of, it's not that noticeable, but it's still, you can still notice it. So it's not the best, but it'll work. Speaking of item frames, if I were to get one out right now, normally you would be able to place it on the ground. It's invisible, of course, right? I forgot. If research packs, invisible texture pack. This is, you are able to place it on the ground, which is what I did for this. See, it's just an item frame, place it in. If I were to place down an item frame on the ground, you've been able to do this before. No, you haven't. Okay, never mind. You've never been able to do this before. You were never able to place it on here. You were only able to place it on the sides of things. Now you can place it on bottom, and if I had a floating block here, if I had a floating block, if I can get one here, and I place this down, you can place it on the roof of things, and it's here. You were never able to do this before. Is that floating? It is floating. That's a bug they need to fix. Or is it just laggy? It might just be laggy. Yeah, okay. They'll eventually collapse. But you're now able to place item frames on the floor and on the floor and on top of things. This is the stem. Next on the agenda is this. Now, everyone's seen this before. If you go into here, there is wood. Wood. We've all seen this, but this block on the sides, that's the bark. You were never able to get this. This is all bark. The difference between this, the design on the sides is the same, except it's repeated on all of the sides. And you're not able to do the trick that I showed you with that, where you place it down, you break it, and it shows up this again. This is amazing for builders now, because you can just, it's good for not natural trees, but man-made trees that you now have. Over here, we now have smooth quartz. Now, I honestly can't really tell the difference at all. Like, I can't tell it at all. No idea. One is just named differently, I guess. Still can't find it. There's just something different. Something off about this one. Can't put my finger on it. There's something there. If I type in quartz, this is here, smooth quartz, block of quartz, quartz slab, but we've never had this before. Smooth quartz. Don't really know how you craft it, but yeah. These blocks, so far you are not able to get them in creative. I mean, you're not able to get them in survival. So that's a bummer, I guess. And these ones, these are amazing. I personally love these. If you take the sandstone, and you take the top, you repeat it on all 4 sides, it looks awesome. Completely awesome. Amazing. Stone slabs. Slabs. Stone slabs. Stone slabs. Right here. If I were to put 2 stone slabs on top of each other right here, it would look different. There, you can clearly tell that there are 2 stone slabs. Now it takes the top and repeats it on all sides. Same with this sandstone and red sandstone. Red sandstone, smooth red sandstone. You are not able to get these in survival, only in the creative menu or set block command. You cannot get it. Moving on to the path block. This is the path block. Path block, you were never able to hold the path block or have an icon here. You were never able to get it as an item. You are only able to make this block if you had a hoe, shovel, and you right click it, it would turn to this block. And if you were to collect it, it would turn into a grass block. Moving on to the pumpkin. There are now pumpkins with no face. There's jack-o'-lanterns, which has a face and glows. And there's pumpkins, which have a face but do not glow. Now, I believe that if I were to type in pumpkin, this is a pumpkin, this is a carved pumpkin. There's now a carved pumpkin. This before was just called pumpkin. This is now called pumpkin, and this is turned into carved pumpkin. I think this and the carved pumpkin are both found naturally in the world, but but I might be wrong about that. I don't know why I have that there. Moving on to the fence. Fences have something really cool now. You used to only have oak. Now there is spruce, acacia, jungle, and birch, and dark oak. And you are able to connect them right here. This has never happened before. Now we have different types of wood based on how they're made, with trapdoors, pressure plates, and now fences. This is turning out to be cool. First beds, then trapdoors, then pressure plates, then fences. I can't wait to see what's next. Moving on, we are actually going through this again. If I clear my inventory to get rid of all this, and now we are going to get into the debug stick. So, if I go over to here, the debug stick changes the properties of blocks. If I go over here, selected power, false. If I go over here, it's true. And you can see now that this is down. This is lower than what, if I get a slab here, slab, not stab, slab, and if I go like this, you can tell that this is slightly lower than the other ones because this is stepped. If it's powered, if you step on this, this gets the same size as this. This changes the value to powered or false. This is going to be awesome now. Now here, you are now, you have to push shift on these. If it says selected power, false. Selected open, false. Selected half bottom, top, bottom, top, top. Selected facing north, south, west, east. It changes more on these ones. Powered, and then this. If I go to this, you can see here too. Moving on to this one. It's basically the same for everything. Half bottom, half top, half this, 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 all this. So, with here, you can decide the face. If I go like this, the west one is changing from false or true. False, true. It changes, yeah. False. And now the entire block is that. Same with here and here. Now for the bark. The bark has no properties. You can't do anything. These do not have any properties, and these do not have any properties. These do not have any properties. This does not have any properties. This does not have any properties. But I do want to show you something with grass. So, you all don't know that if I type in snow, you get snow and snow blocks. If I were to place this and this down, this is snow. This is snow. This is snow block. But if it was snow, if we were to take this off, it turns back to grass. What if this top piece was taken off, and what would it be like under here? We do not know that because it is a desert biome with here. But you are able to look at that within a biome that's not. You're able to do that when there's a biome without a snow biome, and this is what it looks like. It kind of looks like a gravel, sort of, without the cap. It's really weird. Moving on to here. Fences are really cool. I'm gonna go over here for this. They are super cool now, because if I can go like this, you can choose the decisions of here. Here I have normal fences. This is how they normally behave. Without this, normally you would never have this. Now this would not connect because this is not a full block, but you can change that. See, this is the normal one. This is edited, so this goes over here, and this is edited, so these do not connect. Normally they would over here. You can see that over here. You are able to walk through these ones. Over here we have everything is poked out. This is going to change a lot of stuff. Now, moving on to this. So, ladders. They're floating, right? Well, yes and no. One is, one not. Post your comments down below right now which one you think it is. I'm going to read through them, and I'm going to read them. Yeah. So, this is the fake one. Right here. Because this has invisible blocks. If I were to grab this, this is invisible. We have this in Java Edition, all you console players. It's invisible blocks. You are able to do this with the /give command @p smartypants Minecraft barrier Minecraft barrier 65. Now this So I did this. I took a ladder. I placed it down. But this is technically a block. Now, if I were to place this and then place this and then place the block behind it, it breaks. Here, there is no block. This is visible, and this, there's nothing. We cannot place it down, but it's literally standing on its own. It's not behind a block. This was never able to happen before. This is now possible with the debug stick. If I place this, this is this. Facing north, east, south, or west. So if I went like this, break it, it's still there. If I were to put it over here, for example, though, it's not depending on here anymore. So now it is on its own. And if you do this all the way up here, do this, go like this, go like this, break these, and then go like this, and here you are. Got it. It's all independent. So, moving on to here, this is supposed to be a huge black screen. Didn't work out. Oh well. Like, here's the floor and the bed. Now this is going to be easier to create couch. If I were to get this, it's a cyan bed. Normally you would just be able to do this. Now we have dark trapdoors. Awesome, by the way. And we can go like this with chocolate bars and go like this. But as you may notice, something is different. This is white. Now in normal couches you probably don't have that, and you probably don't have this where it's shimmering and then it just stops, and then shimmering over here and then it stops. We can do nothing about that. This is the best we can do, so this is the closest we're going to get to a couch right now. The way I did this is I used the debug stick. This part foot. This is the head of the bed. This is foot. You can set the data values as head or foot. And if I were to do that, then go over here, occupy no, facing north, south. We want it facing this way in, and that's how I did this. This is not the end of the video. I am probably going to do this is part 1. I am going to do part 2 here shortly on the channel. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time on Snap MNU Minecraft News Updates. See y'all later. Goodbye.